I played 100% of Potion Permit, and this is what happened. We start off by making our character, and I try to make him look as much like me as possible. Once satisfied, we board a train and collect the game's first achievement, Welcome to Moonbury. This achievement is obviously one that you get for free, but trust me, there are some much harder ones that we'll be tackling later on. While aboard, we're introduced to Nestor and our dog, who I decide to name Biscuit. He's a really good boy, I promise. Then the train stops, and we've arrived at Moonbury. Outside, we meet our two colleagues, Maria and Colin. Basically, they tell us that we better not mess this up and then wish us good luck. We then make our way into town and are greeted by Meyer the mayor and his wife Marilee. They explain that their daughter Rue is very sick and that no one has been able to treat her. Then he also lets us know that pretty much everyone here is going to hate us because there's some bad history with previous chemists. The mayor introduces us to the town, but we don't exactly receive the warmest welcome. He then generously decides to give us this old house, which is definitely a fixer-upper to say the least. As the sun sets, we head inside and prepare for our second day in our new home. We awake on Tuesday and are greeted by a knock at the door. I guess our house is too dirty for the mayor, so we meet him outside and he introduces us to his assistant, Zhao. The pair then gives us our first task, which is to meet up with some guy at the Meadow Range. Also, I want to say this game has some of the best graphics I've ever seen, and it just makes me feel so cozy. Anyways, we arrive at the meadow and meet up with Forrest. He reluctantly gives us a scythe and tasks us with gathering some herbs. It takes me a good chunk of the day, but we're able to gather 3 daisies, 3 basil, and 3 jasmine. Also, I did activate this thing called a travel post. They're scattered around the map and basically act as waypoints that you can teleport to. Once done, the sun has already begun to set, so we go and meet up with Forrest. He congratulates us, but immediately gives us yet another task. We're supposed to meet up with Zhao at the town hall, but by the time we get there, it's already closed for the day, so I'll have to come back tomorrow. We explore the town for a bit before Biscuit lets us know that he's starting to get hungry. I don't want him to starve, of course, so we feed him a mushroom. It's not much, but it's literally all I have for now. It's almost time for bed, so I head inside and decide to decorate my room. All we have is this torn up rug and a couch, which I'm just gonna call humble beginnings. We awake on Wednesday, and this time I am not going to miss the town hall. It doesn't open until 8, so I decide to head back to the meadow to grab a few things. We arrive at the town hall around 8:30, and as a reward, Zhao sends Runeheart over to our house to repair the cauldron. Once repaired, we open it up and get a short tutorial on how to brew potions. Basically, each material has a pattern and you need to fill in the cauldron's pattern in order to craft a potion. With this, we craft the wound cleanser, neutralizing herb bomb, relaxing balm, sun drops, and violet mist potions. These are the only 5 recipes we currently have, and I'm playing this game completely blind, so I have no clue if we'll end up needing them. Zhao wants us to make 2 potions for him, which we already have, so we head back over to the town hall and turn them in. Then I head back to the meadow, as there's a big bear enemy that I want to test out my strength on. We're able to dodge attacks from him and eventually take him down where he drops a bear claw and some honey. I spend some more time wandering around the meadow, where I then run into a scroll buried in the dirt. It talks about an experiment performed by Dr. Samuel, but the other 4 pages are missing, so we'll have to find those later. I then try my luck talking to a few of the locals, but they all still seem to hate me. In the evening, I chop down a few trees to drain some stamina before heading back home and into bed. It's now Thursday, and we get to meet the mayor's sick daughter. There's also a new character here named Mateo, who is the town's witch doctor. He really doesn't like us, but luckily the mayor seems to have our back. Here we find a new mechanic of the game where we have to diagnose the patient. To do so, you have to play a mini rhythm game, and not to brag, but I got a perfect score. We diagnosed Rue with a disease called sunworm, and now we have a quest to craft a new potion, Moonbrine. Once crafted, we bring it straight to Rue, and immediately she starts feeling much better. The mayor then thanks us and tells Rue to get some more rest. Afterwards, we head over to the meadow and spend some time gathering more herbs, smashing rocks, and chopping down some trees. There are also some minigames we try in the basement, but there aren't any achievements for them, so I won't be coming back to them. I did get the high score here though, because I'm just cool like that. By the time we're done, it's already pretty late, so we head back to our house and head to bed. Psych, I want to craft a few more potions, so I do that and then head to bed. It's now Friday, and Zhao is waiting outside for us. We follow him, and he leads us to the mayor and our old colleagues from the train. Meyer basically asks us to stay in the town for a while, which of course we agree to. The mayor says our reputation isn't exactly the best, but now that we've cured Rue, hopefully some people will start opening up to us. He tasks us with greeting 10 of the locals, so we go around and meet some before stumbling into the church. We're told that we can work at certain buildings part-time to make ourselves some coin, which we definitely need because I want to upgrade our house ASAP. We spend a few hours working part-time at the church and grind up a bunch of grapes. We then explore the town a bit more and are able to meet Rainer. He explains that we can upgrade our house, for a price of course, and is also the 10th person we've introduced ourselves to, which completes our quest. I want to go turn it in, but the town hall closes is way too early, so we won't be able to until tomorrow. So I decide to spend the evening back at the meadow gathering some more materials. Once done, I make my way back home and head to sleep. It's Sunday morning, and outside we learn that Meyer and Rainer have made some upgrades to the clinic. There's an alarm sound that will now play, alerting us if we have any patients that need treatment inside. After that, we head north to the beach, where Liano is generous enough to give us a fishing rod. Immediately, I go and test it out and fail fish with all 3 of the bait she gave us. I head back and buy some more and finally am understanding how to fish. Basically, whenever the fish is upset, you don't want to reel it in. Once tired out, then you can reel it in again. I decide to spend the rest of the day fishing and leveling up my fishing skill. It's morning on Monday, and we're greeted with an alert from the clinic. Inside is Cassandra, and we're able to heal her left shoulder with some sun drops. After that, we make our way to the town hall and do another part-time shift to pack some boxes. Once complete, Meyer and Zhao are here to show us the community board. This is basically just a request board, and there's an achievement for completing 75 of these, so we need to start doing as many of them as we can. I then do a little bit more fishing and am able to drop off our first set of items for one of those quests. I spend the evening gathering a few more materials as usual, and then head to bed. Tuesday morning, we're awoken with another alert from the clinic, and this time it's Zhao. Thankfully, we're able to heal up his left ankle with a wound cleanser. Next up, I make my way to the police department, and inside we do another part-time job. There's an achievement to work here 15 times, so I want to start chipping away at it. Afterwards, I meet up with Rainer and Liano, and they tell me that they can upgrade my fishing rod, but we'll need to gather some materials for them to do so. With some wood and stone, we're able to clear out some debris that was blocking off an area in the meadow, and inside we have access to a ton of new materials. As I head south, Forrest shows us an area where there seems to be some purple liquid destroying the nearby soil. He doesn't know much about it, but tells us that Meyer can give us some more info. It's too late in the day to meet with him, so I decide to use the remainder of my stamina and head home. We awake on Wednesday, and Martha is outside. She teaches us about these special items called moon cloves, and these act as gifts and will give a big boost of friendship to whoever you share them with. I head back over to the new area as there's still a few spots I haven't explored. East, I find some flowers being destroyed, and Forrest tells us we need to find someone who knows more about bugs in order to fix these up. Up north, we're greeted with another cutscene and are told that we can fix this cable car once we've leveled up our approval badge. I head over to the town hall and drop off some items for a quest, and inside, Meyer finally explains why everyone here hates chemists. He says that the purple area we saw in the meadow was actually the remnants of an experiment a previous chemist had performed. There's an old scroll in his cabinet left by that chemist that explains how we can reverse it. Then we talk to Meyer once again, and he tells us if we want our approval badge upgraded, we'll need a letter of recommendation from the medical association. With this new information, I head home and craft the potion that's able to reverse the experiment. We then meet Meyer and Forrest out by the purple liquid and use our new potion and watch as it disappears. This allows the plants that were previously here to grow back, and lucky for us, it's one of the materials we need to upgrade our fishing rod. I head back to the police station and sort some more ink, and then spend my evening getting as many materials as I can to upgrade our fishing rod. It's now Thursday, and Colin has some news to share with us. He explains that if we're able to pass a test, he will give us a license to produce more powerful potions. There's no time to waste, so we immediately take the test, and to complete it, we need to craft ourselves a blue blood potion. I don't have enough materials yet, so we'll have to brew it later. Now, Victor is sick in the clinic, and this is our first patient to have 2 diagnoses. Thankfully, we have the potions on hand and are able to cure his upper left arm and left palm. We haven't really made much progress achievement-wise, so we need to start knocking some out. I spend my day doing part-time work at the post office, doing a community board quest, and gathering materials until we have enough to upgrade our fishing rod. We meet with Leono and Rainer and now have our shiny new rod. It's now late, so I head home and get some sleep. Friday is here and we're greeted by Colin, who has installed a drop box for us. This is really handy as it allows us to sell any excess potions. Next, we meet up with Victor to discuss our bug problem in the meadow, and he tells us that the bugs are called frost mites and gives us a recipe for a harmless repellent to save the flowers. We head home and quickly craft it up before heading back up to the meadow. We spray the repellent, which reveals a new flower, which are coincidentally exactly what we need to craft the blue blood potion for our chemist license. I make sure to stop at the police department and sort some ink, and then finally head home to craft the blue blood potion. With this, we head over to the town hall, and Nestor lets us know that we've passed the test. Colin then gives us our license, and we've unlocked some new potion recipes. Before heading home though, I spend some time working at the post office, working in the church, leveling up some friendship, and gathering some materials. We awake on Saturday and Colin is here yet again. This time it's really exciting news though, as he hands us a letter of recommendation from the medical association. I head outside and clock in at the post office before heading upstairs to talk to the mayor, where we hand him the letter of recommendation and he upgrades our approval badge to level 2. I then make my way over to the blacksmith as I'm well overdue for some tool upgrades. Right now I can only afford one, so I decide to go with the hammer. I then gather a few more materials and head over to the police station to sort some more ink. Afterwards, Osman actually thanks us and says he's really impressed with all our hard work. With this, I head back over to the blacksmith and also upgrade our axe. Next, I grind some grapes at the church and then head back up to the cable car with our shiny new approval badge. Forrest and Bubbles explain that the cable car keeps breaking and that we should show this broken gear to Opalheart. By the time we're finished talking, it's already pretty late, so I spend the rest of the night gathering a few more materials and head to bed. We wake on Sunday to another sick patient, and this time Rue is back. She's got pain in her left palm and eye, and to heal them, we need to craft 2 new potions, the popping aid and the twirl solution. Once done, we apply the new potions to her wounds and heal them up. Then I head over to the blacksmith and talk to Opalheart about the broken gear. She essentially says that since the gear keeps breaking, there's probably an error in the blueprint and tells us that luck may be able to make us a new one. While walking around town, we notice Osmond and Meyer chatting about a problem with the water. There seems to be some sort of slime forming, and we let them know that we can create a potion to dissolve the slime. We stop by the house and craft the slime kisser. Yes, that's actually the name of the potion, and then bring it back to the river and dissolve the slime. Next, we meet up with Martha in the town square, who's baked some cookies for us to try. She didn't taste test them though, as apparently she used garlic instead of ginger. She then thanks us for trying them anyways and promises us that the next batch will be better. We then sort some more ink and meet up with Luck to discuss the blueprint. He lets us know that the blueprint seems wrong and happily makes us a new one. In the evening, we make our way over to the tavern and pick up Osmond's tab. He's called out to help with some animals and lets us know that next time drinks are on him. I then spend the rest of my night doing a bit of fishing. Real quick, I wanted to let you guys know that this game ended up being a whole lot bigger than I thought. There's so much to do and the game has such a rich storyline that I couldn't fit it all into just this video. Just know that I don't include every cutscene or interaction with a citizen, but I do my best to include everything related to all the achievements. Monday morning, we're greeted with another sick patient, and this time it's Luck. All that's hurt is his lower arm, so we end up giving him a popping aid and head over to the town hall. Because it's a new week, there are new requests available on the community board. I then pack some boxes and complete quests for Fair Trade 1, Fair Trade 2, a local delivery 1, a local delivery 2, and finally farmhouse cleaning. I then meet up with Opalheart and deliver her the blueprint that Luck made, and she gives us a list of materials to gather so that she can forge it. I then make Dean a potion called the Appetite Suppressor, as he wants to get in shape like his brother. Next, we clock in at the police department and end the day by gathering the remaining materials for Opalheart's gear. Tuesday morning, we find that Zeke isn't feeling well, so we quickly give him some medicine to heal him. One of the achievements is to heal 50 patients, and Zeke is only number 7. I spend the morning gathering up some more materials in the meadow and then talk to Opalheart and have her forge us the new gear. I then head to the church and smash some grapes before meeting up with Xiao in the town hall. Rue hasn't taken interest in any books, so we're tasked with finding one that she might like. Luckily, Luck has one that he doesn't need anymore, and we're able to complete the request. I stop by the cable car and try to install the gear, but we need a bunch more wood to repair it. I head back to town and do some fishing, and we get ourselves an achievement for collecting 10 types of fish. By the time I'm done, it's really late, so I head home and get some rest. On Wednesday, I sort ink, pack some boxes, and do a quest for Zeke, earning us another achievement for reaching level 1 friendship with 5 citizens. I spend the rest of the day gathering wood, and by the time I'm out of stamina, we've collected just under 400, so we should be able to fix the cable car tomorrow. Upon arriving home, Meyer is here and lets us know that we're really starting to fit in with the community. So much so that we've got some residents that were kind enough to clean up the outside of our house. With a clean lawn, I head inside, brew a few potions, and head to bed. It's Thursday morning and the first thing I do is gather wood until I have around 450. With that, I head north and am finally able to repair the cable car. Once complete, we've unlocked a new area with a plethora of new materials. Also, you may notice that I've been rolling just about everywhere I go, and that's because there's an achievement for rolling 1,000 times, and while exploring up here, we finally get it. We then find some blue liquid that seems to be harming the environment, similar to the previous purple stuff. Apparently, no one knows about it except Osmond's father, so we're told to go meet up with Osmond to see if he knows anything about it. Then we meet up with Osmond, who lets us know that his father left a locked box here with all the information about the experiment. but unfortunately he doesn't have the key for it anymore, so we'll have to see if we can get Rainer to make a duplicate for us. By the time we're done with all that, I've been using lots of herbs, so I spend the evening gathering some more up. We awake on Friday to another patient in the clinic, and this time Dean is sick, so we quickly heal him up. I then meet up with Rainer and he explains that he can make us a key, but we're going to need some materials. I spend the afternoon slowly chipping away at the fishing achievements, and at the end of the day gather a few more herbs. On Saturday, I'm set on getting this key, so I immediately head over to the tundra and gather the remaining materials. I reach level 1 friendship with Biscuit for an achievement, and then use this cool feature that lets us track down any of the villagers. I'm pretty sure I could have been using this from the start, I just completely missed it, so oh well. Upon delivering the materials, Rainer lets us know that he can now make the key, but it won't be ready until tomorrow, so we'll have to wait another day to see what's inside. Before I leave, I sort some more ink and then bump into Marilee doing some gardening. She explains that she really wants a flower called a cold bloom, but apparently it hasn't been seen anywhere around here as the weather conditions have harshened. But we tell her we'll do our best to restore it. Then we make our way over to the blacksmith, and they explain that if we bring them some materials, they can upgrade their workspace to create better tools for us, so that's definitely something I'm gonna work on too. We head back up north and actually stumble across a cold bloom. It's clearly not in good condition, but we let Bubbles know that we're gonna do our best to restore it, and she lets us know that Luck may be able to help us. It's too late in the day to meet up with him, so we head home and get some sleep. Sunday morning, Rainer is at our door and hands us the key for Osmond's cabinet. Then we cure Olive and have a short cutscene with Victor, who basically explains that our dog can now dig up items. Next, I sort some ink as usual and then talk to Osmond and unlock the cabinet. Inside, there are some documents that contain the recipe to a new potion that can reverse the effect of the experiment. Unfortunately, we can't craft the potion just yet as we need to upgrade our cauldron, but I do make a bunch of extra potions to sell in the Dropbox. I then spend the rest of my evening gathering up some herbs, and while doing so we get paid from the Dropbox and get the achievement for collecting 10,000 coins. Monday morning there's another sick patient, so we quickly treat Russo and collect another achievement for curing 10 patients. After that, I head over to Rainer's shop to upgrade our kitchen, an upgrade that allows us to cook food and thankfully makes our house look a lot less worn down. Next, I make my way over to the blacksmith and deliver the materials to upgrade their shop. Once complete, they let us know that there are now some new tool upgrades, and I have enough for one, so I go ahead and upgrade to the steel hammer. I'm going to need a lot of money to buy the remaining ones though, so I head home, brew some potions, and get some sleep. Tuesday, there's no sick patient, so we spend our morning collecting more wood and stone. Then I of course sort some more ink and check out the community board this week. I don't have enough for everything and I want to turn them all in at once, so I spend the evening collecting as many materials for them as we can. On Wednesday, I head over to the meadow to pick up some more quest items and then make our way over to the blacksmith to purchase the steel axe. I then talk to Luck about the cold bloom, which I had forgotten about for a while. He gives us some special fertilizer and tells us we'll need to brew something to make it cold resistant. Unfortunately, we also need the cauldron upgrade for this, so instead I craft some other potions to sell and head to sleep. Thursday morning, Luck is sick, so we quickly treat him and then complete community board quests for Fair Trade 1, Fair Trade 2, Fair Trade 3, a local delicacy 1, a local delicacy 2, and beehive cleaning. Once complete, I head back over to the blacksmith and upgrade our final tool to steel and purchase the cauldron upgrade that we very much so need. After that, we sort ink for the final time and collect the achievement for working here 15 times. Next, I make my way home and brew the breeze potion so we can finally reverse the effects of this experiment. I then meet up with Osmond and Bubbles and watch as the blue liquid disappears. Once dissolved, a new flower pops up that reminds Osmond of his dad, so he decides to take one home to keep. Friday morning, Maria is here and lets us know that we're able to take another test to upgrade our chemist license. So we of course immediately do so by crafting the draconic temper and immediately head over to Zhao to turn it in. Once complete, we meet up with the pair and Colin upgrades our chemist license, allowing us to craft more potions. Afterwards, I work part-time at the post office and church before ending my night with a bit of fishing and finally craft the fertilizer for the cold blooms. On Saturday, Maria is here once again and gives us our second letter of recommendation. I then head north with the new soil and we're able to watch as the cold blooms come back to life. Next, I meet up with Marielle and watch as she happily receives the cold bloom from us, and then finish my night by getting the fish 50 times achievement. I didn't realize that you don't actually need to catch the fish for this achievement, so I could have just cast my line 50 times and got it done much quicker, but oh well. Sunday morning, Jorn isn't feeling well, so we treat him and spend the morning gathering resources. I then make my way south and find a new area being blocked by a geyser and are told that we're going to need another upgrade to our approval badge. I then meet up with Meyer, and this time we've already got the letter of recommendation, so we've now got a shiny new approval badge. Next, I head back down to the geyser, and Bubbles lets us know that Jorn may know how to fix the broken pipe here, but unfortunately Jorn was sick today, so we'll have to check in with him tomorrow. In the evening, I crush some grapes and gather some stone before heading to bed. Monday morning, Rue is back for the third time, so we heal her, and then while gathering some wood, I grab the achievement for collecting 3,000 total. It's a new week, so I take a look at the community board before clocking in at the post office and then collecting the achievement for petting our dog 50 times. In the evening, I meet up with Jorn to discuss the pipe, and he tells us the reason it keeps breaking is because it can't handle the high temperatures and that Olive may know how to make a better one. I immediately meet up with her, and she's kind enough to make us a blueprint. Next, it's back to Jorn, and he gives us a materials list so that he can make the pipe, so I spend the rest of my evening collecting as many of them as I can. On Tuesday, I quickly treat Derek, and Meyer lets us know that the street lamps around town are being repaired. Afterwards, I drop off all the quests for the week and deliver the materials to Jorn. Unfortunately, he says it won't be ready until tomorrow, so I spend the rest of my day doing friendship quests and gathering resources. Wednesday morning, we meet up with Jorn to collect the pipe, and immediately head south, only to realize I'm a little bit of wood short. I then head back up to chop down some trees, and finally am able to stop the geyser. We explore a bit of the wasteland, and surprise surprise, there seems to be another failed experiment. Forrest lets us know that we can learn some more from Meyer, so in the evening we go and meet up with him. He lets us know that there are some precious flowers there, but we need to find a cave because that's where the experiment originally started. With a bit of exploring, we're able to find it, only to realize the entrance is blocked off by some fallen rocks. We meet up with Forrest, who explains that we're going to need a special pickaxe, so we head over to the blacksmith. Once arrived, we talk to Runehart, and she of course hands us a list of materials so that she can make it. By this point, I've already exhausted my stamina for the day, so I make my way home and into bed. Thursday morning, we treat merrily and then gather some resources. Next, I make my way over to Rayner's, and we're able to upgrade his shop. I then clock in for a shift at the post office, smash some grapes at the church, and spend the remainder of my evening chopping a few trees. On Friday, there's no patience, so I spend my morning gathering some materials for Runehart as we still need to get inside that cave. But while doing so, we actually get an achievement. Not one I was particularly going for, but by losing all of your health, you pass out and it then skips to the next day. Saturday, Zhao isn't feeling well, so we tend to him, clock in at the post office, work at the church, and pass out again? Okay, this one's actually not my fault because I literally got spawn killed as I teleported. Anyways, I guess it's Sunday now, and this time Martha isn't feeling well. We quickly treat her and head over to the blacksmith where we're able to upgrade it to the maximum level. Lastly, I spend my evening gathering more resources and head to bed. Monday morning, we're greeted by Bubble, and apparently there are 5 patients sick in the clinic? How is that even possible? Anyways, it takes forever to diagnose them all and brew all of the potions, but we were able to cure Audemars, Mercy, Laura, Dean, and Russo. On the bright side, we got a ton of money from this, so I'll be putting that to good use very soon. I stop by the town hall to check out the new community board quest and then pack some boxes. Next, I head into the blacksmith and upgrade our hammer to mithril, along with our axe. Afterwards, we talk to Runehart and finally have her make us the pickaxe that should be able to clear a path into the cave. We then meet up with Forrest and Bubbles and are able to break through the rocks. Inside, we find what's left of a failed experiment on the aloe plant and a bunch of random documents. On Tuesday, we're met with Zhao telling us we need to come quickly to the town hall. Inside, Mateo talks about how he thinks we are at fault for all these experiments and are some sort of spy from the capital. Luckily, Meyer has our back and reminds everyone of how much we've helped them out, and they even agree to work with us to try and restore the aloe. We then head back to the cave, and Opalheart lets us know that she'll be able to repair this machine, but it's going to need some sort of potion. As much as I would love to craft the potion right now, our cauldron is going to need at least 2 more upgrades before we're able to make it. Afterwards, I turn in this week's quests and spend the rest of the day collecting resources in the desert. On Wednesday, we treat Olive and spend the morning gathering some more materials. We then meet Meyer and Zeke in the town hall, and Meyer explains that he really wants Zeke to get this special book from one of his old friends. He responds by saying that if we're able to brew a hair growth potion, we may be able to convince him. Next, we pack boxes for the final time and earn the achievement for working here 15 times. Thursday, we treat Meyer and spend the morning working at the church, leveling up some friendship, and gathering materials. In the evening, we deliver the hair potion to Zeke and investigate these dying flowers for Rue. Bubble says we should try and brew a potion for it, but unfortunately this is another potion that we're definitely going to need some cauldron upgrades for. Friday morning we meet with Zeke and he lets us know that there's a package. Inside is the book of Moonbury's history and Meyer is super happy to now have it. Zeke then tells us that he actually used to be a famous merchant in the capital, but he prefers to live out his days here peacefully. This quest was another friendship quest and we're making good progress with them. There's only 3 of them left, which are reach level 2 friendship with 10 villagers, reach level 3 friendship with 1 villager, and go on your first date with a villager. With that out of the way, I head over to the church for a quick shift and then up to an area I haven't spent much time at so far. The bathhouse. While inside, Cassandra and Olive ask us to make a new aroma for them, so we agree to do so. I then spend the evening gathering more resources and then head home to craft the fancy aromatic. On Saturday, we cure Yorn and head to the desert to chip away at some friendship quest items. After that, we complete one with Runeheart and head to the church to smash some more grapes. Once complete, we head over to the blacksmith and purchase another cauldron upgrade which allows us to craft the fungi duster. With this, we're able to restore the black lotuses with Bubble and deliver one to Rue to complete a quest. On Sunday, Runeheart is sick, so after taking care of her, we deliver the new aroma to the bathhouse. Also, we make sure to take a bath here as we need to take 10 of them for an achievement. Afterwards, we head over to the church and smash grapes one final time, granting us the achievement for working here 15 times. With this, we've officially completed all the part-time work achievements, so you best believe I will not spend another minute doing part-time work anywhere. Next, I meet up with Helene and she says there's a special moon artifact located in the desert that she wants us to find for her. I spend the evening looking around for it and I'm actually able to find it, so I meet up with her once again. She says that the artifact isn't really anything special and that maybe Meyer will know something about it. It's too late to ask him tonight though, so I head home and get some rest. Monday morning is a new week, so we make sure to stop by the community board to accept the quests. After doing so, we head upstairs and Meyer explains that there's a moon-shaped stone here that is probably what Helene was looking for. I then drop off this week's quest, and now that I don't have to work part-time anywhere, I find myself having a lot of time to focus on friendship quests with villagers. And we're able to level ours up with Kips and Merrily. Tuesday morning, I spend collecting more quest items and then complete a friendship quest with Hannah. Afterwards, we head south and learn that the community has made some more repairs to the town, and this time it's the bridge. Next, I purchase another cauldron upgrade and then stop by the bathhouse for a quick bath. Then we complete a friendship quest with Audemars and then have a pretty awkward cutscene with Martha. She's in a really bad mood and storms off, even saying that she hates us. We're able to chase her down, and apparently Russo told her that we're leaving for the capital tomorrow. It's nice to know that she was totally willing to be reasonable and not jump to any conclusions without talking to us. Anyways, that's Martha's friendship quest, and we get the achievement for reaching level 3 friendship with a villager. I want to go ahead and get the date achievement too, but we need some special moon-shaped item to confess our love apparently. I guess that's how dates work here. All that aside, the cauldron upgrade that we purchased earlier finally allows us to brew the glowing purified water so that we can bring back the aloe. We meet up with Meyer and then head over to the cave where tons of people have gathered to help out. We put the potion in the machine and happily watch as the water turns crystal clear. Forrest tells us to quickly come outside and we're able to watch as the aloe sprouts up all around us. With this, everyone heads back to the tavern to celebrate and we've officially saved Moonbury. Although we've completed all the main storyline quests, we only have about half of the total achievements, and here are the ones that we're still missing. Yeah, some of these are going to be brutal. Wednesday morning, we treat Hannah and spend the day working towards the wood and stone achievements. I then meet up with Osmond and he tells us he's been stressing about what to get his wife for their anniversary. He doesn't want to talk about it on the job though, so he tells us to meet him at the tavern to discuss it later. I pass the time by completing another quest and then make my way over to the tavern. Osmond tells us how he met Cassandra and eventually decides that it would be a good idea for them to relive their first date. He obviously can't make the preparations without her getting suspicious, so he tasks us with helping him out. Afterwards, I head over to the meadow to chip away at some of the achievements and then finally back home and into bed. Thursday morning, Colin and Maria are here to visit because apparently there's one last license upgrade to unlock the remainder of the potions. This test is actually easier than the previous ones because we've pretty much maxed out our cauldron, but we're able to craft the angel wine and then deliver it to Zhao. They then take the potion off our hands and let us know that our test results will be back tomorrow. It's about time we start purchasing some serious upgrades, so we upgrade our clinic, which is a little different I think, and then head home to brew up a bunch of potions to sell. I then spend the rest of the day chopping trees and hitting rocks. On Friday, Colin is here with our test results and lets us know that we passed. Thanks to this, we are now able to craft every type of potion and have reached the highest tier license. I then brew up 6 of these new potions called the beet reagent, and they sell for 500 gold each, so I make sure to drop them in the drop box. I then meet up with Olive at the bathhouse because we need to make sure Osmond has a good anniversary. She says she'll have Cassandra make some sausage rolls for us and to pick them up at her house tomorrow. We've still got an insane amount of trees and rocks we need to break down, so yeah, by the way, we aren't even halfway to the 1000 of each that we need. On Saturday, we treat luck and brew up some more potions to sell. Then I head over to the shop and purchase these planter boxes that will allow us to grow some plants in our home. And I also make sure to purchase a house expansion. Afterwards, I meet up with Olive and pick up these sausage rolls for Osmond. I then make my way over to the police station and have one of the most wholesome cutscenes in the entire game. Anyways, after that we complete a friendship quest with Rue, which also nets us the achievement for reaching friendship level 2 with 10 villagers. Next, I stop by the bathhouse and spend the rest of the night doing what I do every night. Sunday morning, we treat Derek and of course sell more potions because we're going to need a lot of gold to max out our house and the clinic. There aren't achievements for either one of those, but I want to do it anyways. Without much to do aside from gathering materials, I spend the day doing just that and make sure to stop by the bathhouse too. The mayor is sick on Monday, so we quickly treat him, and since it's a new week, we stop by the community board for this week's quests. Afterwards, I purchase another upgrade from the clinic, and it's actually starting to look decent now. I also purchase a bunch of random items here, and we get the achievement for collecting 10 pieces of furniture. I then stop by the clothes shop, and Nova lets us know that if we give her 5 moon cloves, she'll make us a moon brooch, which will allow us to confess our feelings. Once I have it, I head over to Martha and give it to her. She was really nice about it, and even tells us that she made us a scarf and lets us know that we are now an official couple. I then ask her on a date, which grants us the final friendship achievement. For some reason, we decide to have our date in the bathhouse, which is definitely a little much for the first date, but I mean, she gave us a kiss at the end, so I guess it worked. I then spend the rest of the evening gathering more wood and stone and then head to bed. We're now officially at the point where we don't care about anything else besides achievements, so from now on, if we wake up and there isn't a patient in the clinic, I'll be immediately going back to sleep until we do. On Wednesday, we treat Audemars, and my plan is to clear out the beginning section of the meadow each day. The reason for this is that my tools can take everything out here in just a hit or two, so we're able to chip away at the 1000 trees and rocks achievements much faster than if we were to do it in another area. There's achievements for cooking, so we complete all of them by basically just cooking a bunch of corn. Afterwards, we stop by the bathhouse and collect our achievement for bathing here 10 times. All we have left achievement wise now is curing 50 patients, the wood and stone ones of course, gathering 1000 herbs, defeating 1000 enemies, and the community board quests. Once those are done, there are 2 final quests that I'll need to go into my villain arc for, but we'll save those for last. Anyways, here's footage of me spending over 5 hours just knocking out a few of those. While this plays, I want to share my thoughts with you guys. These videos take an absurd amount of time to make and edit, and sometimes upwards of multiple weeks. It's just me editing, playing, and honestly just enjoying the games. There's no editor or scriptwriter, it's just a one-man show, and I genuinely enjoy that. That being said, if you have a minute or two to leave me some feedback in the comments, I would really appreciate it. Also, if there's a specific game you'd like to see me 100%, definitely let me know, because as of right now, I'm just browsing and picking games that look fun to me. The video's not over yet, but I also want to say that I really do appreciate every single person that has watched this far. It means the world to me, and I hope to continue making content just like this going forward. Okay, with all that stuff out of the way, I get the final clinic upgrade, and then it's back to grinding. While treating patients, I get the achievement for brewing 150 potions, and after that, I treat Runehart, Leono, Osmond, Cecilia, Hannah, Dean, Xiao, Opalheart, Luck, and Victor. Later that day, we get the achievement for foraging 1000 plants, so all we need to focus on now are slimes, rocks, and trees. I won't make you sit through me naming every single remaining patient, but I really did spend hours just repeating this cycle. About an hour later, I grabbed the achievement for defeating 1000 enemies, and we're really closing in on the final few now. Another hour later, I finally get the forage 1000 stones achievement, and since we've been breaking wood at a similar rate, I collect the wood one just a few days later. With that, it's time to enter our villain arc. One of the achievements in this game is to fail to cure a patient, so we do that and Bubbles basically says that she's really disappointed in us. But little does she know there's another achievement for failing to treat 10 patients, so she'll be back here quite a lot. A few days later, we complete the achievement for completing 75 community board quests, and now we get to lock in and ignore every patient. All I do is sleep, cutscene, sleep, cutscene, sleep, cutscene. And finally, we've failed to cure 10 patients, meaning we've collected every achievement and 100%ed potion permit. I want to start by doing a mini review now that I've 100%ed the game so that you the viewer can decide if you want to play it for yourself. I'll start by saying the game is very much so a play it once and never again type of game. The story was great and I liked most of the characters. One thing I'm not a huge fan of though is the insane amount of cutscenes. There were days where I would get 10 to 15 cutscenes just by walking around. It got to the point where some of them were really repetitive, especially with all 3 areas having some sort of residue from a failed experiment where we repair it and a special flower grows back. Another thing I think could use some work is the calendar system, or lack thereof. All the game tells you is the day of the week, and I think it would be cool to implement a similar system to Stardew Valley where you can see the day, year, and upcoming events on the calendar too. Anyways, I want to highlight some of the things the game does right too, and not just the bad. I really enjoyed brewing potions. There were tons of unique ones, and it was really fun trying to find the right size pieces to brew each of them. I also liked the way the game introduces us to the town. It was very different moving into a town and being disliked by all the villagers. Not to say that I enjoy being disliked by them of course, but it does set it somewhat apart from Stardew Valley, which I assume is what inspired the game. Is it a blatant copy? No. Are there similarities? Definitely. But would I recommend the game to you? That depends. I bought this game on sale for $10 and the 100% playthrough took me 20 hours and 49 minutes. I personally enjoyed the game enough to justify spending $10, but I definitely think playing blind is the best way to experience it, which is kind of impossible since you just watched me play it. But genuinely, I did have a good time playing this game. Was there a grind to get the last few achievements? Yes, but that's how achievements should be. If you can get all the achievements by casually playing through the game, I personally think the achievements aren't well designed. I know I said this earlier, but if you have any game recommendations or a specific genre of games you'd like to see, please let me know down in the comments. This is only my second 100% video and it's a very different game from Skylanders. Well, now that all the villagers hate me, I think I'll just spend the rest of my time chilling on this couch. And no, I'm not redecorating the room.